Virginia. We have in front of us a draft agenda, and I would hear a motion to approve the agenda, and if there's a motion and a second, then we can discuss whether there should be any additions or changes or what have you. So, motion for the approval of the agenda?
So we approve it before we act.
We're making the motion, and then if we need to... Okay. And a second?
I'll second.
All right, Brad seconds. Now, are there any changes or additions to the agenda?
Yes. Brad and I would like to add under new business water wastewater expenses.
All right. We'll put that as C. Are there any other additions or deletions? All right, then we have a motion, I assume with the addendum, since you were the mover of the motion, and seconder approves the addition, obviously since the two of you proposed it, and roll call vote to approve the amended agenda. Yes. Yes for me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, we have a unanimous, and Joan, can you hear me? Yeah. All right, let me get you, okay, say it once more. All right, Joan Platt is meeting by electronic, and she said yes as well. So we have the agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I think the noise is coming from the fan. Winds.
Well, it started before this came on.
I think the fans are.
It's still going on, I turned it off.
No, she's turning the fans off.
Yeah, but he's saying the fans are affecting you on the mic, and it's not affecting you. But who knows? Who knows? Or I'm not listening correctly. Could be that as well.
All right.
We have the August 10 minutes. And you received them. I don't see them in the packet in front of us, but you did receive them. Do we have other copies outside?
No, that's my fault.
Okay.
You want mine, Fred?
No, does everyone feel comfortable approving the minutes?
Yes.
They were sent ahead of time. I feel uncomfortable because members of the council, members of the public have not had a chance to see the minutes.
They wouldn't have any corrections.
No, but I will go ahead and put it forth. Should we have a motion to approve the minutes for August 10, 2020? And Marianne seconds. And Gail Swift moves. Any additions or changes or deletions?
No.
Then can we have a roll call vote? Patrick?
Yes.
Yes for me, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And Joan? Yep. All right. The minutes are approved for August 10th. Mayor's report. I really have two things. I haven't gotten confirmation from this, but from what I can gather, all the approvals have been done for the post office. The contractor has signed a contractor with the subcontractor who's going to do the site work. My understanding is that bulldozer should start working next week. I don't know precisely when next week, but it will be an exciting time. I know. I'm going to be skeptical until that first bulldozer moves that first portion of dirt, but I'm very excited about the process. I'm also excited to be part of the planning group for the Christmas in Little Washington, which will not be at all, unfortunately, like it has been in the past. The date will be December 6th, Sunday, December 6th. And we are looking at something that will embrace all of the villages of Rappahannock County, but Washington will have a prominent position with the other villages in this activity. I don't want to reveal too much because it's still in a process where nothing has been determined for sure yet, but thanks to the leadership of Doc Lesser and the participation of a whole host of people from throughout the county, Kim Nelson, thank you, has been very instrumental in it as well. I hope to give more of a report at the October meeting, but I do want everyone to know that it is December 6th. So we should probably put that also on the agenda for next time, report on this year's county or Rappahannock Christmas celebration. And also, traditionally, the town of Washington has its holiday party the following week on the Sunday, so I will at least put a thumbtack out there for on the calendar for December 13th. We can certainly have some more discussion about that, and we should probably also put that on the agenda for next time. Finally, Patrick has done a wonderful job of putting together some information about drought management and a proposal of how we should go forward. And I'd like to have that on the agenda for next month's meeting for us to discuss that. I don't think, as I was kidding with him, I don't think we have to worry about a drought between now and then. Those are all my comments for tonight. Gail Swift, do you have information?
Thank you. Nice to see our businesses reopened and having a good strong summer. Did anybody have any questions on the report that I sent out? On the bills to be paid, there's one, you'll see that Rappahannock Electric is like over the top huge on all three accounts. It's because their billing system was screwed up and we got 3 months worth of bills all in 1 month. So it'll even out at the end. I don't think there's anything else that's unusual. Just those amounts.
Is the $10,000 worth of, I see there's a lot of invoices involved in that. Is that fairly typical?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
I just have a motion to approve the bills and the report.
All right, Joe Whitehead, who has arrived at the meeting, has made a motion to approve the treasurer's report. We have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Roll call vote to approve. Patrick?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Brad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Joan? All right. It was to approve the treasurer's report. All right. So Joan approves as well. All right. Planning Commission. We have extended the date for receipt of applications, which is now October 1st. We have received one application, but we would welcome others. I do not know, is there anybody here to report for the Planning Commission?
Jean?
Hi, Jean.
Hi, I didn't come to report for the planning commission. I wasn't at the last planning commission meeting, so I probably wouldn't be in the choice for that.
I think I did attend. I don't know that they're having anything that they're going to be talking about. They're working on a proposal to present to the town council at some point. So I don't know whether they're going to have a meeting. If they do have a meeting, it will be the 28th?
28th.
Okay. Have you heard, or are you
My
having?
understanding is there is a meeting.
There is a meeting.
That
Okay,
was
there
it.
is a meeting on the 28th.
Last I heard, yeah.
Okay. Any report that has come to you from the Architectural Review Board, Barbara?
They met last week and there was 2 applications. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
No, you're exactly right.
Good.
And both were approved.
Both were approved.
Good. This dealt with Avon.
Ryan Krabby was one of them on the corner, doing some modest renovations, all totally in keeping, and he's going to be a great addition to the town. Very tasteful. And then the other one, down on Main Street. Anyway, they were both great. Very
Okay.
minor and got approved.
Correct. Thank you. All right. Mr. Bennett is traveling somewhere between here and the West Coast, in and out of phone contact with us. So we will dispense with him, and we will go now to the first order of business under old business, which is the CARES Act funding. Madam Treasurer?
Thank you. We did, the county end up, we got the second round of funding. We have a total now to spend of $16,000 and change. So what Mary Ann and Barbara and I have done over the last few weeks is work diligently to see what we need to keep the town safe. When we come together for meetings, or if some of us come together for meetings. One thing, as you can all tell, is we need a new sound system. And rather than doing something piecemeal, Paul Reiser has been kind enough to help us and met with Barbara and I over here a couple of weeks ago, went through the whole everything, throw it out.
So he did an assessment.
He did a full assessment, and then he put Barbara and I and himself on a conference call with the only person that he will deal with to get equipment. Because everyone that answers the phone there knows what they're doing. It's a company called Sweetwater. So this encompasses the entire new sound system, mixers, speakers, a microphone, 9 microphones, plus 1 extra so that we can have one if we should need one for anyone in the public to come up and say something. And then the second item is an iPad, which will run the sound system. What is great is this system can be used now for the ARB and the Planning Commission. And Barbara will train one person on each how to turn it on, and it's all just done. And Paul's going to come to the first meeting and get us all set up.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, just going down the list, if you have any questions, things pretty much speak for itself. The additional laptop is for, it's tied in with going ahead and getting internet for the town hall for the year. Because there are going to be times where, for instance, tonight you have Joan calling in remote. It may be me or somebody else next time. This will enable us to do Zoom from here.
Great.
So you'll see that the total, and it's approximate, to get approved, all which will be reimbursed, is the 10,264. We've already spent 22, which gives us a total of 12,487. So we have left approximately a little less than $4,000. What I would like to do is, if any of you have anything additional that you think we should get, let's go ahead and get it now. Because what I would like to do at the October meeting is be able to tell the county, we don't lose what we don't spend. It does go back to the county and they can use it. So I would like to be able to tell the county after the October meeting that they can have 2,000, 3,000, whatever that magic number is that's left. Everything has to be spent by December 20th. And if they can use it in October, November, and early December to help with the schools or anything else where they need additional funds, I'd like us to be able to give them that opportunity.
The only thing from my experience is finding no-touch thermometers at $30 each may be optimistic.
They're available on Amazon. I already looked them up.
Okay. Well, as I said, that's fine.
They may end up being 40 by the time we get them. So what I would like to do is propose that we're at 12,487. If
Do I have like a $500 contingency
I
fund?
would say at least a $500 contingency. So if we could round it up to 13,000, if anything shows up high, we can always bring it up at the October meeting.
Okay.
Is the iPad just to run the sound system? If
Yes,
so, I may have a spare iPad I can donate to the county.
thank you.
All right. So, yeah, do we need to have a motion to approve that?
Yes, I really would, when we're dealing with numbers like this, I would like an official
Do
approval.
you want to do it now, or do you want to wait till the October
I
meeting?
want to do it now so that we can get all of this ordered.
Okay,
If anything else comes up, we can add it.
gotcha.
That can be an additional, but as of right now, if the council could approve a total of 13,000,
All right. Can I have a motion to approve it?
I make a motion.
Thank you. May I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Brad seconds. Those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Patrick? Aye. Joe?
Aye.
Aye for me.
Aye.
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
Mary Ann? Joan? We're talking about using funds for buying things using the CARES Act funding. We're talking a total of $13,000. Was this was not sent to us. Did you send this with your packet ahead of time?
No, because we just finished the
Okay.
numbers.
So, you may decide not to vote on this one since you weren't able to hear it, but we're talking about $13,000 that we are earmarking for different things based upon needs that have come out of the COVID crisis.
She can abstain and then I'll send it.
You
to
can
her.
abstain and then she will send you the information.
Let's do the number. I was for that, that's what here.
Okay, so Joan is abstaining from that vote. All right, thank you. Second thing on old business is planning commission vacancy, and I mentioned that I spilled the beans on that in my report. I apologize, I wasn't looking carefully at the agenda. So we do have, that is open until October 1st, so that we will address it at the October meeting. So that should also be on the agenda. State of emergency, so new business, state of emergency guidelines?
That was going just to reinforce that the town would follow the state guidelines.
All right, that is just, at this point, some jurisdictions have sought to follow their own guidelines for interactions during the COVID crisis. The town is making a confirmation that it will be following the state's guidelines for emergency, the emergency guidelines that the state puts forth. That is a motion that I would make, and after receiving a second, I would be happy to entertain some discussion about that. Okay. Is there any, I mean, it's basically saying that we're confirming what is being done by the governor in his state of emergency announcements, that we're following the same guidelines that the governor follows. The town, under the specific vote of the town council, can choose to modify if they wish to. But as of this point, that would require a vote from the town council. So that is an amendment I would make to the motion. But the gist of the motion is that we would be following the Commonwealth of Virginia's emergency guidelines. Any questions on that? It's really a no-brainer.
It's just clarifying for all the town residents,
Right.
and people that work here.
Right. And that's all it is. If people feel uncomfortable, I'm getting quizzical looks on Marianne's face. Do you have some questions? Is it something that... Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and have a motion, a roll call for this motion. The motion is again to follow the town of Washington will follow the Commonwealth of Virginia's emergency guidelines. If there is to be any change from the Commonwealth guidelines, they would have to be promulgated specifically by town council vote. So, you seconded the amendment. Are you comfortable with the proposal? You
Yes.
comfortable with that? All right. Roll call vote either to approve by saying yes, or to reject by saying no. Patrick?
Yes.
Joe?
Yes.
Yes for me?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Joan, did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay, are you a yes? Okay, thank you. Joan is a yes also. All right, thank you. I apologize. I looked at the calendar, and Barbara mentioned to me that our October 12th town council meeting is on a holiday. I was having discussion with the vice mayor, and I was looking, I did not find anything in the minutes that we had done a resolution about changing it. And I looked all around that time period last year. We had a discussion, and the discussion was to move that particular meeting last year away from the Columbus Day. But I did not see anything in the minutes that said there was a resolution on that point. Do you know if there's any such thing?
No.
Okay. So, so we need to consider whether we want to meet on that date or whether we want to move the date. We could move it to the next Monday, which is the 19th. The 5th would put us in conflict with the Board of Supervisors meetings. Their evening meeting starts at 7 also.
I think we just keep it on the 12th.
Keep it on the 12th? Those are the options. So probably two options are either to do it, why don't we just have a proposal from you to do it on the 12th? Stay with the 12th?
Or just move it to Tuesday night?
No, we're not moving it to Tuesday night. It's my birthday. I'm not going to be here on my birthday.
Well,
So it's either Monday or some other day.
Let's do it, let's
Well-
keep it to 12.
if we keep it at 12, then we don't have to have a motion since it's already,
Right,
it's
exactly.
already planned for the 12th.
Right.
So is there any motion to move it to another date under fear of Gail's reprisals?
I don't care, I will be here. Move it to the 13th.
All right, and not hearing any motion, we'll move on from that and we'll go to item C, which is the water or wastewater.
Greg, you want to move that one?
Right now, we have a series of 4 grinder pumps from you go with grinder pots, the individual connections to the system, and they need to be repaired. One of them is in the neighborhood of $500. Next one is about $1,300. The third one is $1,700.
I want you to stop there because you keep going up in price. I don't want to know what the fourth one is.
Yes, you do. There's a method to the madness
Right, the
here.
fourth one is about $2,000. A brand new pump runs just under $2,500. So in discussions with Cody back and forth, what we're suggesting is that we go ahead and repair pumps number 1 and 2, and then we purchase 2 new pumps. The reasoning is that a lot of these pumps are getting 10 years old, so we are getting some failures. TJ and I have talked, and where there are parts off of a motor that the pump is going to take out that he can salvage to rebuild, because he can rebuild some of these. These particular 4 have been sent out simply because he just doesn't have enough time. But he can pull off parts that he thinks he could reuse, and that can extend the pumps that we have. But what we want to do is go forward with repairing 2 and then buying 2 new ones.
And these pumps are where?
They're going to individual grinder pump
And individual residences?
and individual residences, yes.
So the town owns the grinder pump
Yes.
Yes.
pumps? Okay.
Yes.
Is this, has the town anticipated that there are now, heaven knows how many of these? Has the town done an anticipation of having to replace these and budgeted for that over a period of years? Or is this an odd kind of situation?
There's never been a,
No, there's never been a plan.
although there needs to be.
TJ has kept a record of which ones he had replaced. In certain cases, the same location has had, a couple of repairs, a couple of changeouts. But I've asked him to kind of look through and give us an idea of which ones are new or newer, which ones most likely would be coming up on their age limits. And there's nothing to say that the one that, is now 10 years old might last another 5 years.
Right.
It all depends on how much use it gets. So if we have someone who's a weekend there, the unit pretty much sits there and it doesn't really get a lot of wear on it.
What's the typical lifespan of these?
It's really dependent upon the,
On the use?
on the use.
usage?
Yeah.
So it ranges from what to what?
Well, I think they're warranted for 3 years or something like that, under warranty. But I mean, like I said, run life, it could be 10, 15 years.
We've had some go with 5 years.
Yeah. It's all going to depend on a couple of things. The amount of use, so the amount of material that's going into them, and then quite possibly what is going into them. What are people putting down their drains or down a toilet that could impact these?
So are these the only ones that we've had to either repair?
Oh, no, we've repaired a bunch of them. Like I said,
What
TJ,
percentage of the grinder pumps in town have we?
I don't know, I'd have to ask TJ and have him go through and show us what he said. I know that like at our place, it's never been touched, but
Yeah.
it doesn't get used, so.
Madam Treasurer, would it make sense to have a line item just for this in future budgets? Or is it not enough of an expense that it's already rolled into the
I
operational
think
expenses?
it's unpredictable. It's really, maybe for next year, maybe TJ and Brad will have an idea.
Yeah, we might be able to come up with
But
a figure monthly, so you might go 3 months or 2 months and not use any of that money, but if you allocate it in time, you get a
Right. I'm thinking, well, the budget's an annual budget, so if we budget a certain amount of money and it's basically being kept in escrow for those times where we have those.
I think it should be done for the wastewater, and then I think for the water works, the same applies to the water meters. Because we do have aging meters, they are getting.
All right, so let's go ahead and, if you wouldn't mind, when we're in the budget process next year, let's go ahead and take those out and put those line items.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Gail, how are we running on what we had set aside for maintenance on the wastewater system this year? We budgeted what? I'm sorry, was it on there?
Our spiffy new
15 report.
budget to actuals.
We budgeted
12,000.
10, 12 for water,
So we'll
and
be
we
back.
budgeted 10 for, so we're gonna be using up, right now, what Brad talked about, so we'll do just wastewater, that's
It's the remainder of the budget essentially, plus some.
Yeah, so this is gonna be $7,000 right here.
Right.
So,
You'll be another
it's
percent.
something that needs to be spent, so.
Four months of the year.
All right.
Can we ask that they survey the number that we have in town, the age of each one, so we can perhaps track this a little more efficiently?
Yeah, I can ask TJ to come up with us around that.
Maybe report back on that in October,
Okay,
and then we can make a decision on how much we should put in the fund.
okay.
Or December,
Yeah.
October still.
Yeah. No.
Well, as long as we do it before we get into the budget.
Exactly, just have it for budget.
So just to confirm, if you're all right, we'll not ask to have it at the October meeting, but have it before we get into the budget cycle.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you? Because I'm not sure there's much we can do between now and then anyway.
Well, just some time to.
So noodle it around, it doesn't have to be.
I don't want us to forget by the time to next
Yeah, it's
year.
not gonna be on the agenda, it's something that's.
It doesn't need to be on the
When
agenda.
Brad gets back, you can get together with
Yeah.
TJ.
All right.
That's that, so for those repairs, that's $7,000.
All right, just to confirm, the two lowest ones are going to be repaired, the two higher ones are going to be replaced.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay. Good. All right, anything else from water and wastewater?
yes, we're going to replace, and normally I would say not, but over the old bank building, there's gonna be some digging because some new lines are gonna be run. That building has never been hooked up to the sewer system. They paid for it, but they've never been hooked up. They've been working on their.
They have a septic field?
Yes. So, what's happening is, that whole area is going to be dug up to put in new piping. As they're hooking up to the sewer, they're going to put new piping to the building. What makes a lot of sense is well, everything is dug up, and I checked with Craig on this, with the country water. It's one of the old original water meters. So it's like, what, 40 years old? I know. But it hasn't had that much use, with probably the only reason it survived. So the recommendation is, while it's dug up, which saves us a lot of money, is we go ahead and replace that one meter.
All right. And how much
And
is,
I forgot to look up the price of the meter. Do you remember off the top of your head, Barbara, how much it was?
It's between 5 and 6
Yeah.
5 and 6?
thousand.
Okay. All right.
But it'll be saving us,
But it'll be less than that since they're not gonna have to do it.
they're not gonna have to dig, so it'll probably be estimated 4,000.
So with that amount, we need to have a proposal to spend those funds?
Yes.
Okay. So you're making a proposal?
Well, they really need to be separate because
It's two separate entities.
there's two separate parts of the budget. So let's make a motion and vote on the grinder pumps first,
Okay.
the 7,000.
Well, we can still make it the same thing, we'll just, the motion can have both parts of it, we'll just
Yeah.
have them in different areas.
Right.
So a motion to purchase 2 grinder
2 pumps, purchase 2, fix 2, and replace 1 water meter,
all right,
which is gonna be in the ballpark of $11,000,
all right.
separated into the separate budgets.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
That was actually really well articulated.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Questions? Joan, do you have any questions?
I didn't hear any of that.
I'll fill her in.
Gail will fill you in later about that. Go
Let
ahead,
me
Sam.
ask for the same, also for a survey on the old water meters in town.
Well,
Or do we?
Barker has a whole inventory of water meters.
Okay.
I
yeah,
think
All
there
right,
were
I'll
questions.
okay, this is the inventory of the water meters in town.
Yeah,
Their age and serviceability and so on.
I don't have their age, but I have,
Oh,
if there's anything
well, that's
wrong with
survey.
them currently, and what type of meter it is.
Do you have when they were installed?
No, but I can see if I can figure that out.
That's probably
That'd
important.
probably be helpful to plan for long range
Yes.
repair and maintenance as well.
All right. All right, we have a motion in front of us. Any other? Any other questions or additions or changes to the motion? So, those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye. Those opposed, please by saying no. Becky? Aye. Joe?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Joan, are you abstaining until you get more information from Gail?
Yes.
All right. So, thank you. That concludes all the new business. Now, we should put on the agenda, Barbara, about a public forum, just before adjournment. So I open it up to public.
Well, neither of us got that, none of us did.
Hi, public.
There used to be, or a person from ESS used to come around on a regular basis and inspect the grinder pump and the meter. You know, you just come down in our yard and take off the cover and pull up the pump. What happened to that initiative?
It's a good question. You want to follow up with them?
Okay, with the count.
Okay, I didn't know that they,
Well,
we're doing that.
are the ESS invoices related to that at all?
No,
No.
Not at all. That's not included as part of it, okay.
no, this is the wastewater plant operation.
Is it part of their contract for service?
That's what I'm asking.
Okay. All right.
So we'll look into that and get back.
Thank you, Nancy.
Yeah, really, good question.
Drew?
Is there anything official happening for Halloween? I know it's COVID, but it is Halloween and kids are attracted to candy, so I'm assuming there's going to
Well, we've never done anything officially as a town. It's
No?
just been big local, whatever.
be. At the church.
Local businesses do?
Gotta do did something.
Oh, I mean, through the Chamber of Commerce or whatever they call them, the Business Association?
Well, we had the trick-or-treaters, about 250.
Oh, I know, they're all parked up in front of our house. So,
Just curious.
There's been a lot of discussion on Rappahannock Facebook with similar questions from people asking for their children what's going on, and just as residents, and, I mean, nothing official, because nothing's ever official, but
we should probably, because of the COVID emergency and the threat, I hate to use the word threat, but the potential danger of a lot of people in very close proximity. We probably should have a discussion about it at the town council meeting in October. So we should also put that on the agenda. By that point, we may have a better idea.
Maybe do some recon, see
Yeah.
if Sterville's doing anything.
And talk to Teresa, see if the business council is doing anything. Okay, I'll talk to Kim Nelson. That's really good. Thank you for bringing it up.
Curious, anticipation.
Just a big kid.
All right.
My front light's not gonna be on.
I'm sorry. Anything else from the public for tonight?
I wanted to throw Patrick a compliment on sprucing up the corner store building.
Oh, yeah.
Skippy's old place, looks fantastic. I know it's a lot of work, and so just wanted to say thanks. It's every little bit helps. You know?
Beautiful.
Looking forward to it. Nothing to see yet, but there will be.
Has the inn begun thinking about when they may restart construction on the,
Yes, there's a meeting this week. Yeah, we resume this week
oh,
on
awesome.
the cafe.
We are excited to hear that.
Good.
All right.
I enjoyed the fireworks, and my mother, my aged mother who has difficulty getting upstairs, went upstairs because our window faces out to the, and she loved the fireworks.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, great. That was quite a treat.
All right. I will go ahead and close the public forum, and I will make a motion to adjourn, and I would welcome a second.
Second.
Thank you, Gail. And those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
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 Joan? Yeah, there you go. Joan heard that part.
Take care of that.
We are adjourned. Thanks, Joan. Take care.